What if I told you the income tax system isn't broken? It's working exactly as designed, but not for you and not for me. Let's explore how fairness got lost and what we can do to fix it together. This is Common Power UK. Income tax was first introduced in 1798, just before the Napoleonic Wars. Back then, it was just 2p on every pound over 60, and here are the figures to illustrate that. Fast forward to today's UK system, and the structure has drastically changed. Here's the catch: 80.4% of people fall into that 20% bracket, meaning the vast majority of working people today pay a much higher share than ever before. This points to a key flaw in the system. We receive none of the prosperity generated over the past 226 years. Prosperity that was built by our families, hard-working people in the mines, factories and the fields. Yet, much of that wealth hasn't reached us. The rising tide lifts all boats is a common trope, but the truth is our tax system is designed this way, to burden those who can least afford it while avoiding taxing the wealthiest. As the pressure mounts, those in charge keep demanding more, while working class prosperity has stagnated for decades. Any resistance, think the miners' strike, for example, has been met with force. We are now at a point where many feel like a country is on the brink. It's no coincidence, but changing things isn't simple. It requires us to rethink the system step by step. The people who design the system don't understand the real issues we face. Their focus is on economic growth. But economic growth means nothing if it doesn't benefit the people who created it in the first place. That's why the idea that the system is just broken is very misleading. It is not broken, it is intentional. This perception distracts from the fact that the same people who design the system are the ones benefiting from it. But there's an important truth within this. The system isn't working for most of us, but we are the ones who have the power to change it. And once enough of us realise this, we can demand real change now. If you are just starting to see the hardship isn't yours or your neighbour's fault, don't worry, it's a complicated issue. We can't fix everything overnight, but income tax is a place where we could begin to make real, meaningful changes. So, what would a better system look like? Let's go in reverse, starting with the top earners. What if we taxed all income over £1 million at 1% and everything over £10 million at 2%? That would generate £62 billion more in tax revenue, a whopping 27% increase from the current total illustrated here. We could use this revenue to raise the tax threshold for working people significantly, giving much needed relief to all of us. Inflation has pushed wages into higher brackets, so even the £45,000 doesn't go as far as it used to. The 40% bracket was once called the millionaire's tax. Now it's affecting your local tradesman. Can you believe it? Shocking, folks. We should increase these thresholds to account for inflation. If we really wanted to push for fairness, why not funnel all earnings over £1 billion into a fund to help those who need it the most? The potential benefits would be huge, and it would even boost economic growth in a way that actually benefits us. How do we create a better system? This part I don't have all the answers to, and it's something that we all need to contribute to. But I believe it's time to think outside of the box. More and more I'm thinking we need to create our own system now, before this one collapses. And if we create our own mini government, then it gives people the chance to opt out of the current system for something they actually participate towards. Imagine we could have our own digital parliament where we all get to vote on the issues every single week to decide the future of our country. No more top-down decision-making by a handful of elites. Instead, we all have a say in shaping the rules that govern ourselves. We can make it simple too, drafting bills that people can read and understand in a few minutes on their phones. No more complex, jargon-filled documents. The main problem I see with this idea is that the press would manipulate us to vote against our own best interests, as they do now, or to delegitimize the system in order to prevent people from taking it seriously and rejecting it. Well, that's just one way we can improve things. What do you think? Do you have any different ideas? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like, share and subscribe to join the pursuit of common power today. See you in the next one.